talk about video quality. And here you're saying, well, you're shooting in 4K, I need a 4K. No, you don't. Unless you're shooting like a big resolution video, then you might need a 4K camera. But for most of our webinars, our calls, our live streams, we are going to go over the internet, and that's not in 4K. In general, that goes in maximum of 180 full HD, so you don't need a very powerful camera. Nowadays, computers come with a good enough quality camera if you give enough light, and you can always afford a cheap webcam and attach it to your computer if you want. But there are important things to have in mind when you're working with any cameras. This applies to your DSLR, your webcam, or your computer camera. The first one is the camera angle. We want to see your face, not your nose strills, or we don't want to see you like crouching in the side. So try to place your camera in a position that you are like your eye level with the lens of the camera, whatever is the lens of the camera, if it's your screen or like your laptop or your webcam or your DSLR. For example, if you're using a laptop, what you can do is raise it. Raise it until you need to raise it. Put boxes underneath and try to keep it in your eye level. We want to connect with the audience, and having our eyes locking with the lens is so important because in that way we are getting into the audience. It's weird, I know, we are connecting with a camera, but we need to imagine that the audience is in the other side of the lens, and that's our way to them. If you have a webcam and you have it on top of your massive monitor, well, you will need to find a way to get eye level with that webcam. You can put your monitor down, your chair up, your table out, put the webcam on a tripod or on top of something smaller. Nobody is seeing your setup. So if it's uncomfortable for you, but you want to make the best experience for your audience watching these tutorials or videos or calls or whatever you're doing. Another important thing when we are recording ourselves is the framing. It's not the same if I'm in just a little corner here of my screen or if I'm kind of cut half of my face here or if I'm like tiny whiny here in the back. No, you want to take as much frame as possible. So sit in your screen and try to take it horizontally as much as possible. I try to place myself in the middle of the frame and stay here and not move a lot. I think it's very bad experience for your audience if you're moving like this. And also because in sessions and when we are doing webinars, the images tend to be cropped than what we imagine that is going to be output from our camera. So we need to stay in our square. It's quite important for making the life of the editors that are editing this webinar or for the tools that are processing and live streaming this, or even for the call software that is, for example, Chime, Skype, they're all are cropping your settings. So it's important to stay within frame and stay kind of quiet. Keep your eyes locked to the lens, and you can move your hands. You don't need to be a statue because that's very awkward. but try to stay in the same line as much as possible. Don't shake your chair. If you're standing up while you're talking, don't move around, don't walk around. That's very disturbing. Even in live sessions where the person is just moving back and forth, it's very uncomfortable. One obvious thing that I think I said like 20 times already is look at the camera. Sometimes we tend to have these massive screens and our camera is somewhere up here and our eyes are looking at the screen. We are looking at the person that we are talking to, for example, if this is a call or a live session. But if we are looking at the screen to the person that we are talking to, we are not really looking at them because they will see us disconnected. The same if we have a screen that is big and we are looking at our slides or our notes, it's too much. If you are sharing your screen and you know the layout that this is going to be, One good tip I can give you is to try to place the slides, because you will need to look at them, or the code or whatever you're sharing, in the side that is right for the setup that you're going to have. So in general, we tend to put the speaker up here and the slides in the right. And if you are having the same setup when you record, then you will be able to look, and it will not look awkward. If you have your slides in the other side, when you're looking, you will be looking outside of the screen, and that looks kind of funny. So these are small tips that makes the quality of the video better. So it doesn't matter what camera you have, it matters how you apply those things. But if you want to upgrade from your laptop camera, one thing I can tell you, if you are recording, for example, not very regularly, or you don't mind to have your phone attached to the screen, one thing you can use is your phone. Phones are great. You can do it for recording a webinar. You can record all your video there. If you're doing a live session and you want to use your phone, you can use an app called EPOP Cam that you can connect your phone as with the USB cable to your computer, and it will appear as another camera. So then you have the good quality camera, and you can use even the back lenses of your iPhone, for example, or whatever phone you have, and use it as a camera. Place this in a small selfie stick or tripod and have an amazing webcam. If you want to buy a webcam, there is the Logitech 920 C920. That's a very popular one. I have the Brio, Logitech Brio, that is working very good for me. I get really good quality video with it. And for sure, you can always get a DSLR camera, but this is not the topic of this video, because we are talking about normal people and not buying €1,000 camera.